All right, here it is. This is the formula of selling a low ticket digital product, physical product, or service. Those are the only three things you really can be selling. And in each one of these, obviously you see this, but you got to understand what all of this means and kind of how it works. So the first step, figuring out what your service, digital product, or physical product is going to be. And I mean, you can create it beforehand, before doing any of this, which would probably be smart. And you can start getting some tests out to see if it's a good product. But anyway, you got your product. The first step is you need to build your social media around that product. So you need to have a social media designed for that one product, okay? And you need to grow that social media as much as you can. That is your number one priority. The importance of all of these steps being in this order is extremely important, and anything that you're going out of order / skipping kind of a step, it's going to mess the entire process up. You're not going to be maximizing your lead flow and your actual buyers. So your social media, I would recommend, it depends on the product, but you want like TikTok clippers, you want people creating pages around you. You can pay people to do all that kind of stuff. But I mean, if you're trying to start a podcast, I mean, obviously you want a bunch of TikTok clippers that you can put on a retainer and tell them every million views you get, I'll give you this amount of money. Or they just are on a retainer. Or you can make all those pages. And basically that's just pushing it out to more people, getting more people to see it. But obviously it depends on your product, what you're trying to sell. But really anything that you're trying to sell, it doesn't matter. You should be creating that social media and building it up as much as you can. And that should be your number one priority before moving into any of the other steps. All right. Don't move into other steps until that's built, or else everything else will not even matter because you have no reach. Okay. So you build your social media. All right. I know I say that's not an easy part. Okay. That's a hard part of the puzzle. That's why I like just skipping that part and just partnering with creators that already have it. And then, kind of working off of it. But yeah, it's such an important part. So you need to build your social media. And then after you build your social media, you can go into step 2, which is giving them something for free, giving them some free value. So if you have like a physical service, what would that look like? That would be, you get one free landscaping job. All right, your first landscaping job is free, or your first landscaping job is 50% off. All right, it doesn't matter, but you need to start getting leverage soon because you're just starting off and you have no leverage. So you need to get leverage in the beginning stages of your launch, of your product, of your business. So if it's a digital product, I would just make a whole new product that is not your actual product and give it to them for free. And the best part about giving them a free product that is in line with your actual product is if they don't like the product, the free one that you give them, they're probably not going to like the actual product, and your product sucks, and you need to change that. And you need to figure out why it sucks and why they don't like it. So that's why giving a free product is good, but it's also vice versa. If they like your product, the free one that you give them, then they're probably going to buy your actual product because they like it and they're in that niche and they trust you now because you gave them something for free. You actually helped them with something. So that's the importance of giving out free coupons, products, services, whatever it is. You need to, in the beginning stages, you need to do stuff for free. Even if that means losing some money, that's just what it takes sometimes, and it's an important step of the process. When you give them that free course, you're going to want to collect their email in order to get this free course, all right? I'll give you this free thing in exchange for your email, okay? And then you're going to build up the biggest email list you possibly can. I'm going to get into how important that is because when I show you these statistics and like how important an email list is, you're going to be surprised. So if you're losing a lot of money doing this, I mean, try not to lose a ton. Your free thing should not be negatively impacting you that much because you want to be able to give it to a lot of people. That's why a digital product is good to give for free because there's no startup cost. But within that email list, you can continue to provide good free value. Okay, so you have a free course maybe after they give you your email, okay, and then you got some email value. There's a statistic that says that, I forget the percent, it's some crazy percentage of people who watch more than 12 minutes of long form content from one person, their chances of being a buyer increase by like 80% or something like that. It's crazy. Long form content is far more superior than short form content. And I know short form content, you can get more views, you can get more likes, but your customers are not going to be as loyal as your long form customers. So that's why your YouTube is really important when you're building up your social media. You can give some long form content in your emails, all right? You can literally put a link, a Loom or a Vimeo or an unlisted YouTube video of you talking and providing good value, okay? I wouldn't spam this email list, maybe do 3 emails a week, but have some consistency to it so they know what they're getting. So you can do like a motivational Monday. I mean, I don't know what your niche is, but like for an example, motivational Monday, and then you can have a long form content Wednesday. But the more value that you can provide in here, the less people are going to leave your email list, which is going to be important. You're going to see why, because everything is about your conversion rate from your email list. You don't care about conversion rates from your social media because that's, you don't know who's watching that. It could be a random scroller, okay? You don't want conversion rates from that. You want your conversion rates coming from warm leads, people who actually are interested in your product and services because they gave you your email, right? So that's where you want to base your conversion rates off of. So your email list is going to be so important to nurture and give as much value as you can. Give them your best stuff because the more you nurture it, the more it'll return. So all of your social media is going to be promoting the free stuff you can give and obviously your service, which if we're doing this as a launch is not launched yet, but I don't know. It depends on your niche and your product. But you got your social media pushing a free course that's getting their emails, and you're providing good value in the emails, and that's nurturing them and prepping them as buyers, okay? This system right here, this needs to be prioritized over everything, okay? This is all that matters. This is all that matters and all that should matter for the longest time. You're gonna wanna repeat this and continue to do this, build the social media, give the free content, build the email list, give the free content. You just do this. This is your business for the longest time. Just this, for the longest time. Until you've built up a strong enough email list that you are confident that with even a low conversion rate off of all of these prepped to buy leads, even a low conversion rate off that would still print you money. You don't do this until like a 5% conversion rate or a 20% conversion rate wouldn't print you a crazy amount of money. It depends on the product, obviously. Like if you're doing a high ticket, then you only need like a 1% conversion rate off that massive email list. Let me give you an example real quick. For me to make $1 million, this is what I need to do, okay? These are the conversion rates up here. Again, we want to be thinking about this in the standpoint of how many emails we can get and then the conversion rate off the emails. We don't care about conversion rates off of anything else, and we don't even care we don't even think about how many people can we get to buy our product. We think how many people can we get into our email list, because that's what matters based on this. Okay, so if you look at this, you can see, say I have 10,000 emails, all right? That's a massive amount of emails. Let's say I have 10,000 emails. If that's the goal, and I'm selling such a low ticket, $22 a month, okay? That's super low ticket. Let's say I get a 3% conversion rate on this, just a 3% conversion rate. All right, I'm gonna be making $79,200 a year, okay? Which obviously is not a ton at all, but that's a 3% conversion rate on a product that all of them are prepped to buy. Okay, so now let's up that conversion rate a little bit. Let's bump it up to 20%. 20%, that's 2,000 people paying $22 a month, $44,000 a month. That's $528,000 a year. All right, let's say we get 30%. All right, again, conversion rates, a lot of people are like, dang, a 1% conversion rate is crazy. That's for people who are not prepped. That's for randoms, okay? Like, I know this sounds crazy, but you can get a 30% conversion rate on something. I mean, it depends on what it is. It really does. It depends on how good your product is, who's selling it. There's a bunch of different variables that go into it and how much value you've provided to them in the first place. But let's say in a crazy world, I'm able to get a 10,000 person email list. Not that hard, okay? And I'm able to get a 40% conversion rate, all right? Now that's more difficult, but it's not like completely out of this world. A 40% conversion rate on people who are really invested in this on a super low ticket, $22 a month info product. That's $1,056,000 a year. Boom, you're a millionaire. All right, let me show you that. 40% conversion rate, 4,000 people at 22 a month. That's 88,000 a month. It's over $1 million a year. 4,000 people paying 22 a month. People do that. All right, that's light. Now that you got that email list, you don't just drop it randomly, okay? So this is what's gonna be upping the conversion rate a ton. So we got this massive email list that we're giving a lot of great value to, okay? What can you do with this email list? What do you think you should do with this email list? Do you think you should just drop something or just hype up a drop and then launch it? No. You wanna do market research. This is probably the most important part of the entire process, okay? You cannot skip this step. It does not matter what you are selling. You cannot skip this step of market research. How do you do market research? You ask them about themselves. This is where you're gonna find out what their pain points are so you can get them in your copy, your VSLs, your emails. You can really hone in on that, on all of their pain points. If you can kind of be discreet about finding out how much they make / how much they'd be willing to pay for a product, or you can even straight up ask them, like, what do you guys think a good pricing point of a digital product based around this niche would be? All right, just based off their answer, all right? If you have a 10,000 person email list, you're getting a ton of market research out of this. You can figure out what their goals are, what their main objectives of being in this email list is. Like, why are they trying to learn more about this niche, about this product, about this service? Why do they need this service? You can figure out all that stuff. And then in all of your copy and all of your sales letters, everything that goes into the psychology of selling, you hone in on what they said, okay? They're all probably gonna have similar answers, and you can kind of take the sum of that. And then you're gonna price it based on everything they said. You're gonna make your product based on everything they said, and you're gonna be able to directly address their actual life problems, and then that's why they're gonna wanna buy. They're not gonna wanna buy because of all this good information you're giving them. They're not gonna wanna buy because they're in your exclusive email list. They're not gonna wanna buy because you built up your social media. They don't care about any of that. They only care about their own life and their own pain points of why they feel like they need their life to be better in some way. And that's why this is so important. You need to figure out what that is. Even if you think you know what it is, you always still do it. And then, and only then, you start teasing it and you start pushing out a date. Like, all right guys, this date, big announcement coming, you're not gonna wanna miss this. Okay, so yeah, basically everything from here, you can either do this. Actually, this is kind of irrelevant to you guys, this one. But you can do this, or you can watch my last video about the launch, okay? So you can do all that, boom, boom. And then once you get here, you can do what I said in my last video, which is the launch of a digital product, okay? Minus the sales process. Actually, I don't even talk about the sales process in the last video, so that's good. But boom, you launch your product, okay? And you don't just put it out there. You're probably gonna have a VSL, you're probably gonna have maybe some DM setters, okay? You don't need closers, but you might need some DM setters to give them the product. And that way it'll up the conversion rate a little bit. But you're gonna wanna take all the revenue you collected, all the cash collected from the launch of your product, and I mean, it depends on the product again. It depends on what your service is. But if I were you, I would take all that money and invest it back into ads, more social media clipping / social media ads, all that kind of stuff. Double down on what works. If Facebook is working best, then double down on your Facebook ads. If TikTok's converting the best, double down on TikTok. All right. Also, you're going to want to spam as much organic content as you can around your market research that you collected. Get their pain points. Talk about it organically. You pay nothing to do this. Free advertising. All right. And then, I mean, I can erase this, but boom, you can launch your high ticket off of that, or your upsell. Now that you know exactly what a bunch of people want, you can work more in depth and one-on-one with people after you've done all that. But that's only if you want to. You don't even need to. You can just repeat this process and just keep pushing your product. You can do your mentorship or your more one-on-one access, exclusive content, exclusive access, whatever. And that can be your upsell. But you don't even have to do that, all right? This is a successful business right here. Getting as many emails as you can, figuring out why people want it, and then basing your conversion rates off of your emails. And basically your whole business is based on how good your emails are and then how many people convert off your emails. And then that's how you can actually track the progress of your business and track every variable of what works and what doesn't. And then you can know what to double down on when it comes to what works. What works on getting people into the email? What works, what do people like about the emails? What works converting them from the emails? You can figure out everything from those emails and exactly how to grow your business, or how to tighten or loosen your funnels or your DM setter or whatever it is if you have more of a high ticket. But that's the process. One of them. Again, in the last video I said this is one of the processes of launching a info product. This is another one. This is one that I came up with that I'm gonna do because I really believe in this. And as you saw from my conversion rate email list type of thing, I'm trying to build a 10,000 person email list. That's my goal. I don't even care about the money, because all I should be caring about is how big of an email list am I getting and how many people can convert off that. I can literally look at every single system and why people got into it, why people left. What email did I send out and someone unsubscribed from the email list? Why did they unsubscribe? Why did they subscribe in the first place? There's so many different things that you can hone in on or double down or fix based on your free stuff. So that's the backbone of the business, and that's how you grow the business. I hope this video was informational, helpful, and you guys will actually apply the information that you just learned, or else it was useless. Okay, so there we go. Or don't, because this is my sauce that I came up with, and I actually don't want this video to go viral. Please don't share it.